John's expression. God, I had never seen him look at me like that before. When he spoke, his tone was different. Not angry exactly, but final, as if he was completely done. No, Sylvia. You're not looking out for us. You're looking out for yourself. His words stung like tiny daggers. You're trying to control everything from the outside, and I've had enough. Hey, it's John here. I built Anderson Construction from the ground up. What started as nothing is now a thriving business. Every project, every decision, every success has brought me to this point, my $1 million house. Not that I spend much time enjoying it. Success in construction means always looking ahead, always striving for the next step. Right now, the business is stable. We deliver quality work, on schedule and within budget. Our reputation keeps the contracts coming, the teams know their roles, the equipment operates smoothly, and profits are steady. But steady isn't enough in construction. You either grow or fade away. It's that simple. I've been watching the market closely. There are several major developments coming up, the kind of projects that separate the big players from the small ones. These contracts could double the size of our operation. But to compete for them, we need more resources, better equipment, larger crews, and more capital. That's when it hit me. The solution was right in front of me. My house, worth $1 million, it's a solid asset just sitting there. A $200,000 loan against it would provide exactly what we need to scale up. The math checks out, the strategy is sound. In business, you use the assets you have to generate more. Taking out this loan is a no-brainer. With that capital, we can upgrade our equipment, hire skilled workers, and bid on larger projects. This house is mine, built from my success. Leveraging it to grow the business is just smart strategy. Any successful contractor knows you have to use what you have to move to the next level. Sylvia, my girlfriend of 2 years, moved in 6 months ago. She doesn't pay rent, but she covers her share of utilities and groceries. It's a fair arrangement that keeps things simple. This loan, though, that's all business. The house is my asset, my equity to tap into. I can already picture the outcome. Once the loan is approved, we'll upgrade the business and step into a bigger league. Those major projects I've been eyeing, we'll be ready for them, and the competition won't stand a chance. That's how you succeed in construction. You spot the opportunity, make the move, and execute the plan. The timing couldn't be better. The market is strong, interest rates are reasonable, and these big opportunities won't wait. Using my house as collateral is simply putting an asset to work. That's what business is all about, utilizing what you have to achieve what you want. The loan process is already underway. The paperwork should be ready next week. Quick, straightforward, just the way I like to operate. Some people might overthink a decision like this, but not me. I see the opportunity, understand the strategy, and act. That's how I built this company, and it's how I'll continue building it. $200,000? That's the line between where Anderson Construction is now and where it could be. $1 million house means using a fifth of its value to potentially double or triple my business. That's not just smart, it's common sense. Looking out at the city skyline from my office, I can see at least 5 major construction projects in progress. This time next year, I want Anderson Construction's name on sites like those. Bigger projects mean greater profits and more opportunities. The loan is just a stepping stone, a logical move in a bigger strategy. The house will still be there, but these business opportunities won't wait. In this industry, timing is everything. You act when the moment is right, and right now, everything aligns perfectly. I didn't build this company by playing it safe. I succeeded by making smart, well-timed moves. This loan is just another example of that, leveraging my assets to grow the business intelligently. It's as simple as that. Hey, it's Sylvia. After 2 years of dating John and 6 months of living in this house together, I finally feel settled. Not paying rent was his idea, but I handle my share of groceries and daily expenses. That's what partners do, right? Share responsibilities and build a future together. I was relaxing on the couch, scrolling through my phone, when something on John's laptop caught my eye. A $200,000 loan notification. My heart skipped a beat. Such a huge financial decision, and I knew nothing about it. What's this loan for? When were you planning to tell me about it? My voice came out sharper than I intended, a mix of shock and disbelief making it tremble. John barely looked up. It's for the business. Equipment upgrades? Expansion plans? The casual way he said it made my blood boil. How could you make such a big decision without even mentioning it to me? I snapped. We've been together for 2 years, living here for 6 months, building a life together, and you didn't think this was worth discussing? This is my house and my business, he replied, his tone maddeningly calm. I didn't think it was necessary to involve you in a business decision. Involve me? I shot back. I'm not asking to sign the papers, John, but we share a life here. What happens if something goes wrong? What happens to me if the loan fails? It's on me, not you, he said, his voice still infuriatingly even. You're not legally tied to this, so you don't need to worry about it. My hands were shaking now. I thought we were in this together, but you're making decisions that could affect our entire future. Like I don't even exist. Our entire future? He countered, his tone still composed but sharper now. You're not a co-owner of my business or this house. I thought that was clear. Clear? Nothing about this is clear, I shot back, my frustration boiling over. You think you can make massive decisions about the place I live without even telling me? Like I'm just some temporary arrangement? That's when his expression finally shifted. Get real, Sylvia. You've been living here for 6 months and now you think you're in charge? Let's be clear about what this is. I paced the floor of his prized $1 million house, suddenly seeing it in a new light. All this time, I'd thought of our relationship as a partnership, imagining our future together. But to him, I was just a girlfriend living in his home, no voice in the big decisions, no real place in our shared future. I can't believe you're treating me like this, I burst out, my voice breaking. What's the point of building a life together if you won't even talk to me about the important things? Important to who? He shot back, finally glancing up from his screen. This is a business decision about my company, using my house as collateral. You're not involved in either, so you don't get to demand a say in every financial choice I make just because you've been living here a few months. His words hit like a punch to the gut. It was like a physical blow as I realized the truth. Everything I thought we were building together was just his house, his business, his decisions. I'd been fooling myself, dreaming of castles in the air while he stayed firmly grounded. 2 years of dating and 6 months of living together, and I had completely misread the situation. Moving in together had felt like a step toward building a future, but to him I was just occupying space in his carefully controlled life. While I had been dreaming of partnership, he'd been enforcing boundaries I hadn't even noticed. The worst part wasn't even the words. It was his face. Calm, detached, a little annoyed. He wasn't trying to be cruel, he was just being brutally honest about what our relationship really was. I was the one who had been living in a fantasy. I don't usually lose my temper, but seeing Sylvia's face flush with anger as she scolds me about my business decision is pushing me to the brink. I can't believe you, John, she says, practically trembling. Taking out a massive loan, putting this house at risk, and you didn't even think to tell me? After 2 years together, you seriously think you can make decisions like this on your own? We've built a life together. Something snaps in me. 2 years of dating, sure, I retort, my voice sharper than I intended. But this entitled attitude about my house and my business? No. Built a life together? What life, Sylvia? You've been living here rent-free for a few months. I pay for everything. The bills, the house, this is all mine. You're a guest here. We're testing our compatibility, that's it. I never promised you anything more than a place to stay, so don't act like you're entitled to have a say in what I do with my money or my business. She looks stunned for a moment but recovers quickly, her eyes brimming with tears. But John, we've been together for more than 2 years. We share everything else. You can't just shut me out of major decisions like this. I've been here, supporting you, making this feel like a home. Don't I deserve to be considered? I shake my head, seeing through her words. Not yet, Sylvia. You're not my wife. You're not a co-owner of this house, and you have no stake in this business. I never said I'd involve you in everything just because we're living together. I've been clear about my boundaries, but you're acting like we're married. You live here, we split some expenses. End of story." "So that's it?" she fires back, her voice rising in disbelief. "You're reducing our entire relationship to splitting expenses? Can't you see this loan is reckless? If it goes south, it affects me too. Don't you care about our future?" I feel my patience thinning. Leaning forward, I meet her gaze, my voice cutting like steel. "You think I don't care? I'm the one taking all the risk here. I'm the one putting this house on the line for the business. If the house gets foreclosed, it's on me, not you. You're living here rent-free and acting like you're an equal partner. Don't pretend you have the right to dictate anything." Her voice trembles now, rising with emotion as she yells, "I'm not dictating. I just want to know I'm not wasting my time, that this relationship actually means something. I'm looking out for us. You think you're the only one who can make decisions about our future?" Something cold settles in my chest. I can feel it, the truth I've been trying to avoid. "Look," I say, my tone steady but firm, "if you think this is some us-against-the-world scenario, you're wrong. We're not a team the way you want. This isn't a marriage, and you're not my business partner. Until we decide to take things to that level, stop acting like you have a say in my decisions. And if that's a problem, maybe we need to rethink what we're doing here." The silence that follows feels like ice. Every word hangs heavily in the air between us. She opens her mouth, like she's about to argue, but then stops. For a long moment, she just stands there, the anger in her eyes fading into something quieter. She knows I'm right. Maybe, just maybe, she's starting to realize how much I've held back to keep things from falling apart. "You don't get it, do you?" I say quietly, letting the weight of my words settle. "This isn't an equal relationship where we share everything. You don't get to step in and take control just because you think it's your right. We're not married, and I never promised you that you would be." Her lips tremble, and for a moment I think she might cry, but instead she nods stiffly. "Fine," she says, her voice flat. "Maybe I've been asking for more than I should. Maybe I've been taking you for granted, but don't act like I don't care about this relationship, John," I say, my voice shaky. "Sometimes you have to strip everything down to its core to see if it's worth rebuilding. And right now, I don't even know if there's anything left to rebuild. You ever have one of those moments where your entire world grinds to a halt? Where everything you believed was solid crumbles right in front of you? That's exactly where I am, standing in John's living room, or I guess it was our living room until about 5 minutes ago, as I watch 2 years of my life fall apart before my eyes. I can't even recall how this argument started. No, that's a lie. I know exactly how it began. I thought I was helping. That's what I kept telling myself anyway. But now, watching John's expression harden with every word I say, I'm starting to see things in a whole new light. "You're not listening to me, John." The words come out too sharp, too demanding. "I'm just trying to look out for us. I care about what happens to us. And this is reckless." I can hear the desperation in my own voice, feel the edge creeping in, but I can't stop. It's like watching a car crash in slow motion. You see the collision coming, but you're powerless to stop it. John's face, God, I've never seen him look at me this way. When he finally speaks, his voice isn't angry exactly, but it's cold, detached, done. "No, Sylvia, you're not looking out for us. You're looking out for yourself." His words hit me like tiny daggers. "You're trying to control everything from the outside," he says, "and I've had enough." But the next part hurts the most. He reminds me exactly where I stand in his life. Not his wife, not even his fiancée, just a girlfriend who's been acting like she owns the place. 2 years of dating and 6 months of living together, and I'd convinced myself that gave me the right to dictate his choices, especially when it came to his business. "John, please don't do this," I whisper, my voice cracking. I hate how small and pathetic I sound. "I'm just trying to help. You're pushing me away, and all I'm doing is trying to protect what we have." But even as the words spill out, I can see they're only making things worse. Every plea, every attempt to explain myself, pushes him further away. His face is set like stone, and when he finally speaks, his words slice through me. I won't let you manipulate me or guilt me into staying in a relationship that's based on control, he says, his tone colder than I've ever heard it. Packing my things feels surreal. My hands move automatically, shoving clothes into bags while my mind races. Every item I pick up is tied to a memory. The sweater from our first weekend away, the book he gave me for my birthday, the chipped coffee mug from that time we tried to dance in the kitchen. I really messed this up, I murmur to myself, the words barely audible. Folding each piece of clothing, I feel the weight of what I've done crashing down on me. All those times I pushed him about his business, questioned his decisions, tried to steer him toward what I thought was best. I hadn't been supporting him at all. I'd been trying to shape him into my version of success, completely ignoring the careful way he'd built his company and earned the trust of his clients. Standing in the doorway with my bags in hand, I take a deep breath and try one last time. I didn't think it would end like this. I never thought I'd lose you over one stupid argument. But it wasn't just one argument. It was months of me trying to control everything, treating John like a project I could manage instead of a partner who deserved my respect. And now, looking at his unyielding expression, I finally understand what people mean when they say, "You don't know what you've got until it's gone." The worst part? This is on me, not him, not bad circumstances, not bad timing, just me. I pushed and pushed until something finally broke, and now here I am, standing with my bags packed, trying to figure out how to walk out that door and leave behind the life I thought we were building. It's funny how you can be so sure you're right about something only to realize you were wrong about everything. I pause, trying to catch my breath, but it feels like I'm suffocating. The silence in the room is oppressive, pressing down on me like the walls are closing in. His words, his expression, all of it replays in my mind, and I know it's too late. There's no undoing what's been done. Please, Sylvia, just go. His voice is quiet now, drained. Like he doesn't even have the energy to be angry anymore. The fire in his eyes has burned out, leaving only the cold, empty space between us. He's done. And that's the hardest part. It's not like I didn't see this coming, at least on some level. Deep down, I probably knew it would happen eventually, but the reality of it, the finality, the emptiness, is something you can never fully prepare for. I turn and walk out the door, the sound of it clicking shut behind me echoing in my ears. I don't know where I'm going, and I don't know what to do with myself. All I know is that everything is different now, and I have no one to blame but myself.